Since President Trump re-entered the White House, his administration has moved to restrict rights for transgender people.
Here tonight for this protest, like every week, we are marching here against this regime, a fascist regime that puts Jewish life above Palestinian life, that creates insecurity.
Well, this week, President Donald Trump signed an executive order that aims to keep states from regulating artificial intelligence.
Customs and Border Patrol agents are targeting Charlotte, North Carolina, in an operation dubbed Charlotte's Web.
In a world so full of awful things, it's hard to relax. There are so many things going wrong and so much to focus on, it can make us overwhelmed. Whether it's unjust wars being funded by our tax dollars, our neighbors being disappeared off the street, or the way that our basic human needs are ignored to serve the system of capitalism, there are many things that deserve our attention and can be addressed with traditional in-your-face plays. But Cordelia Lynn's Sea Creatures takes a bit of a different approach. The story centers around a family of women who are expecting their sister/daughter Robin and her boyfriend Mark to come visit. However, Mark turns up early without Robin because she's disappeared, and he waits to see if she will make her way to come visit the family. The beginning notes of the play state that the action unfolds over the course of 1 to 2 months, and during that time, Mark arrives and the family visits a few community members, but aside from that, there isn't much plot. The family cooks together, plays games, and just talks in the time spent waiting for Robin's arrival. There are some violent moments characteristic of the in-your-face genre, but overall this play has a more cozy, peaceful vibe. Lynn says that this is an intruder play, with there being certain expectations on what would happen when a man interrupts or intrudes on a family of women. But though Mark makes some comments about the way the women live, changes up the status quo by cooking for them, and tries to make Tony change her childish behavior, the women ultimately give Mark the space and ability to process his grief. Robin suffers from unspecified mental health issues, and Mark and the family know of her history. This is far from the first time Robin has disappeared, but every time before, she's always come back. Mark knows in the back of his mind that Robin might not come, but he isn't able to unpack everything that has happened in his relationship with Robin until he talks through those feelings with people who understand his situation. Instead of Mark walking through the door and the family being immediately unsympathetic, they see his side. Maybe she will come back. Until Mark himself admits she isn't coming back, is she? Or that maybe one day Robin will come back, but not to him. In an interview for the Play podcast, Cordelia Lynn said she wrote this play in response to a really rough political climate. It was written as an antithesis to her play One for Sorrow, a play also written in response to a rough political climate. But while plays like One for Sorrow use more confrontational methods to make the audience confront their own biases, with Sea Creatures, Lynn wishes to show that in this harsh world we can be kind to each other. If, for instance, Mark had been met with more anger or indignation, he would likely have turned into the villain of the play. But allowed to process his grief and be accepted, Mark is able to re-emerge as a functional member of society, or at least on his way to becoming. So, what should we take from Sea Creatures? What I think this looks for us to apply in real life is firstly just spending time with those in our community. Secondly, it's being there for people who are struggling and actually inviting them in, rather than assuming that someone else will or that it's not our job. And it looks like building the community we need now, so that when hard times come, we have a support system to lean on, and an ability to defend those who can't defend themselves. What will not save us is continually being in bad spirits and losing hope. What allows us to accept things and make change is holding space for one another and caring for each other. The most powerful thing you can do against an enemy who wants you to be overwhelmed and scared is to provide a space for peace and healing.